Lord of the Flies opens deep in the forest, where Piggy lies on the ground searching for his glasses as the sound of a boar echoes nearby. He pushes on through mud and up a hill, singing between labored breaths. Along the way, he wipes his face with a filthy rag, inspects a piece of fruit crawling with worms, and recoils when an animal darts past. Piggy eventually stumbles upon the wreckage of the crashed plane and the bloated corpse of a dead animal before knocking fruit from a tree and eating it. Ralph soon appears, introduces himself, and asks for water. Piggy leads him to a feeder stream, pausing often to catch his breath. On the way, Ralph asks what he should call him. Piggy makes him promise not to laugh before admitting the other boys used to call him Piggy. Ralph breaks into laughter, upsetting him. At the stream, Ralph strips down and dives in, despite Piggy's warnings. He invites Piggy to join him, but Piggy explains he has asthma and cannot swim. Ralph dismisses it and talks about learning to swim from his Navy father, prompting Piggy to reveal that his parents are dead. Encouraged, Piggy wades into the water, and the two boys splash around together. Piggy discovers a conch in the water and insists Ralph blow it to summon the others. After several failed attempts, Ralph finally produces a loud blast on the beach, drawing a group of children. Among them are identical twins Sam and Eric, who speak in unison, and a small boy with a birthmark. As the group eats fruit, Ralph uses the conch to call a meeting. Piggy explains its purpose, though he struggles to be heard. Questions arise about the absence of adults, just as Jack arrives with the choir. Simon collapses from the heat and Piggy warns about sun exposure, which Jack dismisses. Jack mocks Piggy, calling him fatty, drawing laughter from the group. Ralph steers the meeting toward choosing a chief. Piggy argues for assessing their situation first, but Jack insists he should lead because he commands the choir. A vote is held. The choir backs Jack while the rest choose Ralph. Though frustrated, Jack accepts the role of headhunter. Ralph, Piggy, Jack, and Simon set out to explore the island. Piggy emphasizes the need for food, water, shelters, toilets, and a signal fire, while Jack mocks him. Along the climb, Piggy struggles, and Ralph helps him. Piggy later criticizes Ralph for revealing his nickname, but admits Ralph would not have been chosen without him. At the mountain peak, Jack and Simon discover the body of a dead pilot. The boys argue over responsibility before voting to give him a burial by pushing him off the cliff. Simon quietly says a prayer. Back on the beach, the boys grow uneasy when they realize the adults may all be dead. Jack leads the hunters off to find a boar, while Piggy insists that rules be followed and priorities set. Discussion turns to a possible beast described by a frightened little boy with a birthmark. Jack promises the hunters will kill it if it exists, and Ralph reassures everyone that rescue will come. Later, Piggy encounters a pig in the forest just as Jack appears with a knife. Jack hesitates when the animal is trapped, allowing it to escape. He lashes out at Piggy, blaming him and threatening him before leaving. Later, Piggy gathers wood for the signal fire and shares a moment with Simon, singing a song he learned at school. On the mountain, Piggy finally reveals his real name, Nicholas, or Nicky, to Ralph, who promises to be a good chief. The boys attempt to start a signal fire but lack matches. So, Jack suggests using Piggy's glasses. Despite Piggy's protests, the boys seize them and manage to ignite the fire. Though successful, the flames quickly spiral out of control, igniting nearby trees. Piggy warns them, but the hunters panic and flee. As the fire spreads, Piggy slips and tumbles down the mountain, knocking himself unconscious. When Piggy comes to, the fire is raging. He blows the conch on the beach, waking the boys. Ralph admits he ignored Piggy's advice and failed to take names. As Piggy scans the group, he realizes the little boy with the birthmark is missing. Tensions rise as the boys begin adjusting to life without rescue. Ralph continues trying to organize the group, stressing the importance of maintaining the signal fire. Shelters remain unfinished and arguments break out over responsibilities. Fewer boys attend assemblies and discipline weekends. Jack grows increasingly focused on hunting. Determined to prove himself, he leads several boys deep into the jungle. Their early attempts fail, frustrating him. He becomes harsher, demanding obedience and pushing the others to treat the hunt seriously. Gradually, more boys are drawn to his confidence and intensity. Meanwhile, fear spreads among the younger children. Stories of a beast resurface after strange sounds are heard at night. During a meeting, the boys argue over whether the creature exists. Ralph tries to calm them while Jack insists that if there is a beast, he will hunt and kill it. The turning point comes when Jack and his hunters successfully kill a pig. The moment is violent and chaotic, but it excites the group. The boys celebrate wildly, chanting as they return to camp. When they arrive, Ralph confronts Jack in anger. During the hunt, the signal fire was left unattended, and a ship passed the island without noticing them. The chance of rescue is lost. The argument between Ralph and Jack becomes heated, and for the first time, Jack openly challenges Ralph's authority. Though leadership does not change hands, the unity of the group is broken, and Jack separated himself from the group. The island grows more divided. Ralph struggles to maintain order as more boys spend their time hunting with Jack. The shelters deteriorate and the signal fire burns less consistently. Piggy warns that the group is losing control, but his concerns are dismissed. Simon quietly helps the younger boys, gathering fruit and offering comfort as fear spreads. Rumors of the beast intensify after sightings on the mountain. During an assembly, panic overtakes reason. Jack promises to hunt the beast while Ralph insists on focusing on rescue. Jack's hunters paint their faces and move through the jungle with increasing aggression. The hunt becomes ritualistic, driven by excitement and power. Violence feels closer than before. Alone in the forest, Simon discovers the pig's head mounted on a stick left as an offering. Covered in flies and rotting in the heat, it stands in a clearing. Exhausted and overwhelmed, Simon experiences a disturbing vision in which the head seems to speak, suggesting that the beast is not something external. Later, Simon climbs the mountain and finds the source of the boys' terror. A dead parachutist tangled in rocks. Realizing the truth, he rushes back to tell the others. A storm breaks as the boys gather, chanting and reenacting a hunt. In the chaos, Simon emerges from the darkness, mistaking him for the beast. The boys attack in a frenzy. Simon is killed before they understand what they have done. His body is carried away by the sea as the storm subsides. After Simon's death, silence hangs over the camp. Some boys avoid speaking about what happened while others insist it was an accident. Ralph is shaken, but Jack shows little hesitation in continuing as before. Jack separates fully from Ralph and establishes his own group at a different part of the island. Many boys join him, drawn by meat, protection, and the thrill of hunting. Ralph, Piggy, and a few others remain behind, struggling to keep the signal fire alive. Food becomes scarce for Ralph's group. Desperate, they approach Jack's camp to request fire for cooking. The meeting is tense. Jack refuses to acknowledge Ralph's leadership and demands loyalty instead. A fight breaks out and Piggy's glasses are stolen, leaving Ralph's group without the means to make fire. Determined to retrieve them, Ralph and Piggy go to Jack's stronghold. They confront Jack in front of his tribe, demanding the return of the glasses. The confrontation escalates. In the chaos, a large rock is pushed from above, striking Piggy and later killing him. The conch shatters as it hits the ground. With Piggy dead and the conch destroyed, Ralph becomes a target. Jack orders his tribe to hunt him. Ralph flees into the jungle as the others pursue him, setting fire to the forest to flush him out. Exhausted and cornered on the beach, Ralph collapses, only to look up and see a naval officer standing before him. The massive fire has drawn attention from a passing ship. The boys, including Jack, emerge from the trees and fall silent. The violence stops instantly. The survivors are taken from the island, leaving behind the ruins of the society they once tried to build.